Good morning, guys. Well, I'm gonna get away from the boat for a while because it's hunting season starting tomorrow. I was gonna go up on Thursday, but being that I got so involved with the boat, I didn't get the truck ready, and believe me, there's some things to do. You know, I had to make sure I got all the equipment I need, the clothing and the boots, and I had things in different compartments. You know, the long jumps were over there and the socks were some other place, and I got to put everything in one bag, so I did. And also check the lights on the trailer, and you know, the truck battery was dead because I left something plugged in, the camera, which is this one that tells me who's behind me, and also it's filming in front. And I had to get a charger, and it wasn't charging enough, so then I went and bought an emergency booster. I think it's a Noco 1000 amps, and I put it on and boom, started. So that's what I got on board. And you know, so it takes time. And I was done around 5 o'clock, and I said, you know what, I'm not leaving right now, I'm beat, you know. So we had dinner, watched a couple of shows, and then hit the sack. And then the next day I got up and took a shower with my disinfectant, my scent killer soap, and man, I feel squeaky clean. That soap is really, it kills everything, all the germs and whatever, you know. So I'm pretty fresh. And I just say goodbye to my friend, Mr. Comfortable. He didn't want to come. I didn't invite him anymore. I said, no, yeah, he knows I'm going, but he's too preoccupied with some other problems. So here we go. I'll be arriving. I left kind of late, around 7 o'clock. So I left kind of late. So I'll be arriving there about 1 o'clock or so. It's a 5, sometimes it's a 4.5, depending on the traffic and everything, hour drive. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Hey guys, I got this weird noise in the radio. Listen to the whistle. Now check it out, what happens when I disconnect the camera.
Things that you think are good, even water, you can have too much of. And your body won't be able to process.
It turns off.
Toxic. Okay, we'll take a break, come back.
I don't know if there's some sort of a filter, but this is weird. I mean, it's connected to the power, but it's affecting the radio, getting that high-pitched sound that it's annoying as hell. So I can't use my camera. Started doing it here in the desert. It didn't do it before. All right, if you know how to fix it, let me know later. All right, guys, so 2 hours into the trip. It's 9 o'clock now, and the desert, it's at a nice temperature. It's not hot yet. The desert is beautiful in the morning, but it's deadly at midday. You don't want to be here in the middle of the day, because you get up here like 100 real easy. And we're in fall now, but if you're here in the summertime, by 8 o'clock it's already 85, 90. So here's a look. And the camera is not making any more sound. There's the bike back there. Apparently it had to do with the town I was in. I don't know if I had power lines overhead or something. I got power lines here on the side. There are some towers along the road, but it's not interfering with the camera. And I like to have it on so I can see who's behind me. And if if I need to pull to the side a little bit, let somebody pass, like this guy right here. But this is the passing area. They know that further up it's gonna, the line's gonna solid. It's gonna get solid, and you won't be able to pass. So I'm gonna pass by my friend's cabin. I texted him. I told him I was on my way. He says, "Okay, come by." I don't know if I'm on a video there because I want to respect his privacy. I'll ask him, and if he says okay, I'll kind of do a scan around the cabin and do a little video. It's in the forest, surrounded by trees, and he says he gets deer and bear crossing the property. It's got a couple of acres. I had a chance of buying up there several times. In fact, there was a piece of land across the other side of the road, and there was another piece next to him, the 2 acres, and they wanted 40,000. And I said, "Nah, that's too much money." And there's nothing there. There's no electricity. You gotta make your own well. You gotta, it's completely raw land. So you have to do a lot of setting up to have some sort of a structure, a cabin, or maybe a trailer, a travel trailer, so you can have a place to stay. And I never bought it. And down in the valley, there were some properties there. 2 acres, 2.5 acres. They wanted $35,000, and I said, nah. And the thing is that it's a pretty area, but it comes to the point that when you're there for several years, there's nothing else to do. You're gonna get bored. To do any shopping, you gotta come down the mountain and drive 2.5 hours to go to the shopping city, the town where the shopping is, the stores and the groceries, and if you need auto parts, or if you need lumber or whatever, you need to buy screws. It's kind of far. So I never, I thought it out. It was at the beginning, it was very appealing. I wanted to buy land up there, and then I was afraid of the taxes. I didn't know how much taxes I had to pay, but being that it's not developed, you're not paying that much. So you need to have the funds to buy a property, to buy a piece of land and develop it, and bring in a cabin, buy a trailer, and you have to have it secure because there's been some break-ins and people stealing your stuff. So if you're not going to be there to protect your stuff, what's the point of being 4 or 5 hours away from your vacation cabin, or even my friend already retired. He's living in the cabin, and he's a cop, so don't mess with him. So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, a little bit later. Okay, guys. Just coming up the mountain where you lose the phone signal. There's no signal in the whole range. I stopped over and I called my wife and I said, okay, I'm just gonna say that I'm going up the mountain now. I made it okay to the base, and I made it in good time, 2.5 hours, and then I'm climbing up. And as I'm talking to her, I start the truck as I pulled over to the side of the dirt road, and put it in gear, and the lever just slides, and I'm going, what this is? I've never seen this anywhere happen before. And I'm talking to her, and I said, wait a minute, something's wrong. And I would start it, but I would put it in gear, and it wouldn't go into gear, it wouldn't clunk or anything. And I said, okay, hang on, I'll call you back. I get under there, under the truck, and it turns out that the shifting cable disconnected from the lever from the transmission. There's a little lever that you can actually click it by hand. And the cable is in good condition and everything. It's just that the little clip-on it looks like it's a plastic something. There was a little piece of it left. Of course, being that it's a 2009, that piece deteriorated with time and heat. It's pretty close to a muffler, a few inches. And it just came off, and the cable just popped. It popped. It had the ring was good and everything. It just popped. So now I'm thinking, okay, I got some tools, but I don't have nothing. And I tried to use this little tiny zip ties, and I couldn't do anything with them. And I only had 2. And so I'm trying different things. And I said, okay, I'm going to take out a little bolt from the solenoid that I installed to charge the camper batteries. And I said, okay, I'll put it in there, ratchet it in. Well, the little nub coming out from the bracket, it's metal. It was black. I thought it might be some sort of a plastic that I could thread in. No, it's metal. So and there's no threads. It's a clip-on. You push it in, it snaps in. It has a little collar. So I'm over here trying to do a MacGyver, and then I said, okay, I took out the bungee. I got a little tiny bungee. It's in here somewhere. Holding my water supply for the radiator. I had antifreeze jug, and I attached it to a space that I have there for an extra battery, and I put the jug in there, and I tied it up with the bungee, and it was secure. And I said, okay, so I'll put the antifreeze here in the inside the truck, and I was using the bungee, and then all these trucks and campers and mobile homes are just flying by me, just and nobody. I had the hood up, I had the doors open, I'm going under the truck, I'm going in the engine compartment, and nobody stopped to say, are you okay, anything wrong? Everybody's rushing to their honey spot, to their camping spot, and didn't want to stop for nothing. And I said, okay, some hunters are just, they don't give a shit. And then I'm over here trying to do the bungee thing, which I don't know if I was going to work, but the only thing I had to try. And then I hear this voice, and it said, trouble? And I said, yeah, and I told him what happened. And he says, do you need a piece of wire? And I said, wire? Baling wire? I said, yeah, okay. So he gave me a piece of wire, and I fixed it with a piece of wire. And I wrapped it several times. He gave me a good length, about 10 inches or so. And I wrapped it around 4 or 5 times, and then with my pliers, I tied it, squeezed it in. So now it goes into gear, a little rough because it's not as smooth as the O-ring, but it goes into gear. And once I park where I'm going, I'm not moving it. I don't want to be shifting in and out, back and reverse and da-da-da, because it might come off on the trip back home. So I want to thank there was a rancher. He had a truck with a cattle trailer, and he says that he's been ranching up here for years. And we started talking about the people we knew and the people that we know up here, and a friend of ours that moved to Idaho, and da-da-da, and he says, yeah, I heard the name, and then, yeah. So he told me all the places out that he goes with the cattle, and he's been doing it for years. So that guy was a rancher that he took the time to stop and see if I needed any help. So I want to thank him. His name is Jim, or Jimmy. So, I thanked him, and we talked for a little bit, and I just got in gear and left him, and he's behind me, but I forgot to offer him a soda or water or anything. If I see him again, I say, hey, here, have a 7-ounce, have a Coke. So yeah, the trip. So I spent an hour. So I make good time getting here, and I spent an hour trying to do this and that and the other thing with the limited materials that I had. I had to skeletonize the solenoid so I can try to fix it. So okay, I'm making it up to the top. This is a steep side here. It's just, you can hear it in the engine. And I don't want to downshift. It downshifts on its own. I don't want to start moving the lever for anything because it might come off. I couldn't go through the ring and wrap it or anything. It's just wrapped around the neck of it, and that's it. You know, it's a little rough shifting, but it does the job. So I got it working. I gotta fix it when I get home. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Okay, guys, I visited with my friend. Stayed almost an hour. We only see each other like when we come hunting. We don't visit each other's house. Not yet anyways, but I known these guys for 30 something years. And you know, we meet at the cabin. They said they were gonna hunt a different area. I told them, hey, come to my spot. This is a different spot now. And I'm approaching it. Of course, every forest looks the same. But the reason I picked this one because it's going to be easy walking on me. It's semi, you know, a little slight slope. The meadows are kind of dry. Even though I saw, oh, there's a truck up here. Even though I saw a the river has water and the stream has water. Okay, got to the spot I think, and this is the end. And I don't know if this is the right place, but I'm gonna park it in here. Now, I'm not sure if this is the spot because the circle that I saw on Google Earth didn't have a huge tree in the middle. It was pretty open. So I think I'm in the wrong area. I got time to investigate that other road that I passed about 3/4 of a mile or so. I'm gonna go check it out. All right, later. Okay, so even though there was room to camp, there was only one vehicle and about 3 guys with their tent. So I'm going to, there's still room, so before it gets crowded, because it's already a little late, it's 2 o'clock and a lot more people are going to start showing up. I'm going to investigate that other road that goes off to the side and see if it's the same road I found on Google Earth. It's supposed to have an open area to the right of the road, and then it starts getting steep down, the mountain starts getting steep further down the road. That's one of the reasons I brought the bike, because I thought I was gonna camp there, but then I found the other spot, but I didn't remember having this huge tree in the middle. But it don't matter. I can turn around and get back here and camp. You know, they're not gonna hug the whole cul-de-sac. You know, but I'm just interested in finding out, getting to know this area. Never been hunting back here. I've never been back here at all. This is like the last road on this, the last spot on this road. So we're gonna check it out. All right, later. The road is not too bad. There was a spot back there that was pretty rocky and bouncy, and I'm telling you, I gotta get a softer tire. These tires are very, very hard. Even though I took air off, I got them down to 65, but I think I should lower it to maybe 40. It's just that I'm afraid that I have a heavy pop-up camper. That's not an aluminum camper, it's all wood. And metal. I don't know if that's gonna be too heavy for the tire, but it feels hard. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is the road. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one. And to recognize the road, it's gonna be by that spot on the side, which is not gonna be far from the entryway. It's about 150, maybe 200 yards. We'll see. The idea was to camp there and then take the bike and hunt the road, but getting hit. But when you're hunting with the bike, you're making noise, and it's getting steep over here. It's up and down slope, so let's see. There's a little spot I just passed. It's a little wide, but that's not it. I saw a good, I think it was 30 feet. I measured it. I think it was 30 feet length. Now, if that was it, then I'm screwed because I won't be able to make a turn. Okay. Oh, I think it's here. Yeah, I think that's it. So what I could do, I'm gonna back into that, and I'm gonna take down the bike and reconnoiter. That's a nice shady area. All right, I need 2 hands for this, so later. Okay, so this is the spot that I did see in Google. So it's a wide area, it's open, and I can park in here. It's in the shade. I just gotta clock the trail a little bit so I can put my stairs so they can go down. So I'll do that, but I'm gonna take a break because this truck, being that it's an extra cab, is very long. It takes more effort to reverse. But I got more room here, plenty of room here to back it up. So this will be a good spot. And I can hunt. See, the problem is this: the it starts getting steep up there, and here, not too steep, but okay. So I didn't see this little pine tree right behind the truck, but don't matter. So now I can I already installed it. Stretch it out. And there it is. It's a little long, but it'll work. I'm gonna pinch in the cable here. Okay. I can clock it just a little bit more and get that out of the way. Just bring the trailer the other way. So now let's start taking the straps apart here. Okay, I need to take man, this thing got dusty. Well, okay, I don't have my hunting pants on, but it's all right. I'll take this off.
if I should go too deep or, because I don't want to spook the game. I'm curious to see if I have a view. Oh yeah, that's not gonna spook the game. I'm curious to see if I can see across the other mountain, because that's where I saw that other deer last year at the end of the hunting. So maybe he's still around. I'm hoping. Fuck. I'm sorry. This thing broke on me. Talk about not making noise. Jesus. It's not really even. All right, let me get on the bike and get it started. It's gonna be cold. Okay, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. Stinks. Come on. Put it in gear, otherwise it's the choke. I have to use the choke and come on. This is not a quiet bike. Maybe I should go electric, huh? Let's see how far it goes. I think it's a mile. I want to go quiet. This thing is not quiet. Okay, so this starts to go down. It starts to go down and thick. It's very heavy and it's steep. That Manzanilla, it's almost up to your upper waist. All this area is overgrown. It's not easy to walk on. So I can't hunt here, and it's going down. I thought it's gonna go up. Well, according to the map, yeah, it goes down and then it cuts up, and it ends up to the end. I'm gonna go anyways because I'm doing it, and I think the end might be better. Might be open and there's not that many trees. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, let me turn this off and come back later. Okay, I found a fire ring about 100 yards back, and I continue on the trail, and as you can see, it keeps going down. It's not going up. It'll go down and wind up. It'll end up there, and then you can see across the way the mountains over there. That's what the other group of people they park and they hunt there. It's only room for 2 vehicles, and I don't like to be next to a crowd, 8 people or so. So if I take a look, with my binocs, I don't think I see a vehicle there. Let me check it out here. So no, this area it's not suited. It's not suitable for me. Okay, the area is taken. It's a truck and 2 tents. So that area is taken, and they usually go down halfway the mountain, which is too steep for me, and they do get deer. The idea is, being that I am not in the condition, we were talking about it, me and my friends, everybody's in their 60s, and the other guys is in the 70s, mid 70s. So I said, we're not in a condition to go through the stuff anymore. When we were 20, we were goats. We would run everywhere. But you have to realize that, especially when you're hunting alone, you have to realize that you're not going to risk yourself, breaking a leg or something, going through this stuff, tripping, to get a deer. And if you get a deer down there, Jesus Christ, to bring it up is going to be an odyssey, Now up here it's a little more promising. There's some semi-open areas and stuff, but I'm not. There's another issue. The bike, being that it's noisy, I can't bring it down here. I just brought it to reconnoiter, but I'm not going to bring it down to hunt because it's noisy, and so I'm going to put it back in the trailer and not use it anymore. I use it for transportation, not really to hunt from. I don't do that. Now that hill across the way, there's another road that goes behind this mountain. There on the other side of that hill, there's another parking lot. It's a little bit too close. You can probably hear their conversation if they're talking loud. But that hill, it's always caught my attention, especially that saddle. That saddle right there. It's appealing, that little area, but being on the camp is right there, so close to the hill, they're gonna smell the cooking and the talking. They're gonna hear the voices, and they're gonna hear noises. So the deer is not gonna sit and camp out in that hill. It's too close to danger. They're gonna be on this side, and this is where I saw the deer. But it's rough getting to it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to cancel that idea and go back to the cul-de-sac where the other guys are camping, and not just hunt from there. I just walk out with a gun and see if I get lucky. All right, I'm gonna turn around and go back to the truck later. Doesn't seem like it, but it's steep. That's why I put it on 4 low. Better control. There's a fire ring right there. It's a nice little camping area, but for the guys that can climb this stuff. It's a mule. You put her on 4 low, 4-wheel drive, this thing climbs anything. It's comfortable. It's a little loud, that's for sure. But all bikes, quads are loud. You know, you give it a gas, you climb and stuff. But I'm pretty happy with them. I'm glad I bought it. It gets me where I can't go, and it takes me where I don't want to take the truck. The truck's going to get a beating. That truck has to bring me back home. Something's wrong with the bike, I can load it up on the truck and go home. But if something happens with the truck, I'm screwed. So I got to take care of that truck. Okay, so a few minutes later and I'm back. I put it already on the trailer and I'm gonna tie it up, and I'm gonna haul out. I'm gonna go out to the other spot. If there's other people there, I don't care. I got a right to camp there too. But I just heard a vehicle in the distance, so it might be a little crowded. Okay. Right there says full underneath it. And oh, I'm tired of driving around, but well, it is what it is. Let me bring this thing up. Okay, and then I can just start cinching everything. That cooler is empty because that's the cooler I use for if I do get a deer. Put the meat in there, go buy some ice, and put the deer. Let it cool off a little bit. And I was thinking of getting a side by side, but you know, how many times do I come out here and do I ride the bike? Not that much. So why spend the money? I was gonna get a mule. Those they 2-seaters, and it's got a little storage area in the back, and, you know. But they were going for 12. They're probably 20 now. Everything's gone up so much. So I'm not buying anything. If I sell this, which in the future I probably will, I'm not getting anything more. My friend from the cabin, he told me that let me get in the shade a little bit. He told me that they had 3 years ago or 2 years ago, there was some fires around the area, and I did see them. And also this past April, I believe, because I was gonna come up here. No, I was gonna come up here in July, I think it was, and he told me don't, because the whole place is shut down. They have some fires, so they said, look, we're already in our 60s. Why are we risking everything in a cabin? We have everything we own here. If there's a fire and we can't put it out, or they can't put it out, we can't fight it, we're gonna have to run from here, and we're gonna lose everything. So they decided to move and bought a house in northern Las Vegas. So that's their permanent address. And then they come here for vacation. They come here 3-4 times a year, and I'm gonna go visit them again. He said they're gonna be here for a couple of weeks. So I said, okay, I'll come by before leaving and hang out and maybe stay with them for a day and chew the fat. So yeah, it's dangerous living up in the mountains. And it's a little claustrophobic. The cabin is a little small. And he was thinking of making it bigger, you know, adding to it, but then he decided not to. So he's retired. He's got a good pension, and the wife, I think she's retired too, and she retired early. So they moved to Nevada. He says that there's no taxes on the Social Security. There's no taxes on their income. So that's an attractive incentive. You know, come over, stay here. Same thing in Florida. Florida's got the weather problems. Right now they're going through a freaking hurricane going up through, I think it was the Panhandle, Pensacola. And then it's going up to the Carolinas. It's gonna make a left into Kansas or Nebraska or something. So you got that weather problem with the tropical storms and the hurricanes and stuff. And in Texas, too far, I guess. I don't think they looked into Texas, but Nevada, it's only 4 hours away, so they can come here and stay for a few weeks. All right, let me close this gate, and I'm on my way later. Okay, so I'm back at the spot. It only took me, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. So the guys are parked on the opposite side. I have this spot for me, and I don't know if somebody is gonna park in here, but I want to try to spread out, put the chair and the table on this side. And I already got the bike clocked, so I can do the step. Still touching that. No. Okay. So it's fully stretched out. Let's see the mess we got inside. Probably everything's on the floor. Yeah, the lamp took a dump. The batteries went flying. The cooler. Not bad. I put the gun on top there, so I'm gonna go in and pop it. So yeah, the area is pleasant. And then when it's time to hunt, I'm just gonna walk that way, which is pretty flat for me. Can go that way or this way, possibly that way there, and that's it. All right, later. So while there's no signal up here for phones or radio or stereo or anything, I got a CD player. And I got some speakers working, and this is old-fashioned Julio Iglesias. I found this CD. I'm going, wow, Julio Iglesias. I didn't even know I had that. That is so old. That's probably from the 70s. But it's a good little background music. So I got my battery charging on the GoPro. Changed clothing because I was too hot. I had the overall and the long johns. And I'm gonna set up the table outside with my chair. All the comforts are home. Okay, what else I gotta do? All right, later. Well, Houston, we have a problem. My table base is not here. I got the table. That's it right there. The base has this type of cup also for the pipes. And I got the pipes right there. I thought the base would be in here, but it's not. And now I'm thinking I know it's not in the garage. A garage is messy, but it's not in the garage. Where the hell is it? So I looked under the cushion here. Usually I have it leaning under there, but it was making a noise, I think, and every time you move around, this thing is clanking. And I don't know if I put it in my little storage area for to get it out of here and not be tripping over it, but I can't do my table. I got a little table on my chair on the side, so I guess I'll do that, but I wanted to have my little table and everything. It's weird. I mean, where that? Let me see. No, it's right under the cushion. It's very noticeable that this thing doesn't just hide like that. It has those big cups, and it's not on the side storage area. I don't think so. Oh, geez. All right. So I load up another CD, but it's not playing, so I don't know what. Let's see. This one is from Linda Ronstadt. Error. That's because it's upside down. It should be playing. Not playing. Well, something's wrong. I'm going to put Julio again. I don't know. I think I must have pressed a button that doesn't. This thing's got a lot of buttons, but it's doing the same thing. It's not playing. So let me see. Let's see. Shift. Doesn't do anything. Mode. Auxiliary. CD. And then one. Scan. Let me turn it off. I sang too quickly. Showing off. Okay, mono, mute. That's mute, that's on. It's not playing now. For some reason, I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, here, menu. Volume, bass, treble, balance, volume. Okay, it's trying to play, but there's an error somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone for a while. This thing with the table, man, Jesus. See, that's why I need days to prepare, because you're always, just before leaving, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that. I thought I had everything. I only had 2 days to do things, and I had to do trailer, repairing the lights and, changing light bulbs and follow the wire, see where it was cut, and the ground was bad. I had to replace the ground. So you get busy with things. And then when it's time to leave, you always forget something. In my case, the table. Don't know where else to look. All right. I'm going to bring down the recliner at least. It's dusty as hell. I got to clean that. All right. Okay, we're going to take a shot of Jim Beam single barrel. This is a very good whiskey. Bourbon, which is my favorite. So, let's see. Just enough to wet the whistle. When I open it up, this thing went pop. And got a little bit of ice. It's not gonna last. I brought the small cooler, the Ozarks, and it's not the best cooler. I didn't want to bring the big one just for me, and if the other guy was gonna come, then yeah, but not for just for one person. So okay, and I brought a recliner. It's a beach recliner, so I'm gonna get back there. I deserve this drink. I talked to, oh boy, this thing really reclines you. I talked to a couple of guys that showed up in a Jeep. They parked over there and they started walking through here, and I'm going, I thought it was the guys over there. And I'm going, what are these guys doing, And then one went this way, the other one the other way. And I'm thinking, I hope they're not going to go take a shit in the woods. That's where I'm going to be hunting. So when they came through, they were saying hi. And I said, you didn't do anything back in there, right? You didn't take a shit. He goes, no. So they're kind of looking around for signs, and they're having trouble. He says that there's no droppings. And this past 3 years, it's been very lean. Man, this is really good. Really good. Kentucky bourbon. So, I said, I'm going to hunt here. Never been here before. This is kind of even for me. Even walking. I'm gonna try to go through there, and I'm just gonna go maybe, I don't know, 500 yards. When it starts going down, I'm gonna stop. I'm not going down a mountain. This is more like a getaway mini vacation because I didn't even feel like coming. And my wife says, "No, you waited all year for this." And I said, "Yeah, but you know, the boat really had me preoccupied, got me busy there." But that's why I only got ready in 2 days. And usually I'm ready 2 weeks before, maybe sometimes even 3 weeks before. I go through the bike and I make sure everything is good, is running. I go to the camper and you know, if any repairs to be done, I do them. You know, I check the truck, I fill up the tank, um, and I was doing that way before on the bike. I changed the filter, the oil filter, changed the oil. I fill up the tank, I ran it right there on the trailer. It ran okay. It needs the choke. You know, I think it's a carburetor needs a cleaning. And then on the truck, I didn't really do much. One thing that I do need is tires. Those tires are very good for the road, but I need bigger tires and softer tires. I gotta get some BF Goodrich. Let's see if I can fit 275s in there, because right now I got 245s, which I think is 29 or 30 inch. I need to go to 32. Whatever fits in the wheel well. I'm gonna see if I can buy those because those tires are hard. You know, they hit hard. So the shocks are new. So those German shocks, Rammstein or something. I forget. They're yellow. So man, I don't know why I'm missing the base for the table. I never take it out. It's always in the camper. Now it's nowhere. And I'm going, where did I put them? It's not in the garage. I don't know if I put it on the side pocket there, but I got a bunch of, you know, I got a Carmelong, I got a steel stakes, you know, being that I got stock last year. I prepped the truck for that, and I got a 8-pound sledgehammer in there, a couple of axes. So I'm gonna take everything out because maybe I put it in there. It's not inside the truck. Oh, that feels good. I'm gonna take a nap here. All right, I'm wasting battery, and the other two are being charged. So I'll see you on the next one.